Rocky's responsible for all the window film products that 3M sells. Those window film better than anyone I know. I sell 3M's automotive products, so I spend a lot of my time in dealerships specifically. The crossover where Rocky and I work together is on automotive window film. So window film automotive, that's the product that Rocky and I do together the most. So I'll ask Rocky to jump in if there's anything I'm missing on window film. This is a study. It's not automotive. It's jams and jellies, but I wanted to share what the study was and let you decide if this is something that applies to your business or not. This was a business study where Money Magazine approached this jelly company that goes to a farmer's market every weekend. Jelly company makes 24 flavors of jelly. They set up booths at opposite corners of this farmer's market, and they ran this study over a number of Saturdays and Sundays. What they do at any farmer's market, give samples of your product, and then give people the option to buy. At one corner, that same company offered all 24 samples of all 24 of their jellies, and they had them all on display. At the other one, they only chose 6 of the 24. They gave samples of just those 6, and you can see the results here. Where people were given 24 options, 3% of them that sampled it bought a jam. Of the other 6, they're only sampling 6, 30% of them that sampled bought one. Give some consideration to less is more. You know, if you walk into your own showroom, is it full of stuff where your customer, maybe if they came in knowing what they're looking for, that's one thing. But if they're looking for your advice, if they're looking for your help, is there not an opportunity for less is more? Is there not an opportunity to give them maybe fewer options to help them decide what they need, what they're looking for? Here's some examples, and I hope you can see these. These are different showrooms, images that we've seen from around the country, different companies that are taking things out of their showroom, removing the number of options that they have to make it easier for their customers to decide what they're looking for. The one in the top left, you can see very clean. There's an area to sit down with the customer. For instance, if you were going to talk about Scotch Print 1080, and there's so many different things you can do with that product, you want to sit down and have an interview with your customer. So there's a section for that, there's room to sit down. The window film, it's got its own corner. It's very neat, very tidy, it makes sense. A TV with a video on loop. There is Scotch Guard paint protection film on this hood on the wall, and Scotch Print 1080 on the other half. Over here, same thing. This showroom on the top right was full of stuff. 3 different window film manufacturers, 2 different paint protection films. And if a customer comes in and they know what they're looking for, that's great that you have options for them. But what if they don't know what they're looking for? How do they know what manufacturer's film to pick from? They're looking for you to help them. Heat lamp demos. I know this is nothing that's new to the industry. We've seen heat lamp demos a long time. We really think there's an opportunity, especially in differentiating between tint and window film. Giving your customers the chance to feel what the difference is between films, as opposed to simply seeing what they look like. I really like these wallboards. I think they're great. I think they do a good job. One thing, couple things that I think can be added to that to give it some dimension is, first of all, the heat lamp demo so that you know how it feels as opposed to simply how it looks. And 2, something I'll get into later, is talking points. I think we've been in this industry so long that these percentages are very important to us, and they are important. But there are also some talking points. If your customer walks in and doesn't know a lot about window film, I mean, they're going to look at these percentages and say, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Can you summarize this for me? Can you explain this to me a little simpler? We have some shops where they're walking people through a heat lamp demo starting with no film, and then they'll say, here's some limo tint. Some people are under the impression the darker the film, the more heat it's blocking. So here's a panel of glass covered in window film, or in limo tint. You can still feel some heat. Looks nice, it might be the look you're going for, but I can still feel some heat coming through. Then they might move up to an FX Premium, and the customer's going to say, okay, cool, that's blocking a little more heat. Color stable, okay, that's still blocking a lot more heat. And then they get to crystalline, and they don't feel any heat coming through the heat lamp. The benefit of walking someone up the heat lamp demo, up the films, is we focus a lot on upselling. Give some thought to downselling. Use the heat lamp demo to walk someone through how the different films feel until you get to crystalline. Then when you quote them on crystalline, because that's the one they're going to be the most impressed with, They're going to see they can get it in as light as 70 if that's what they're looking for, as dark as a 40. And they're going to be the most impressed with the performance of that film. So don't even talk price. If they're in your shop, walk them up the heat lamp demonstration to crystalline, the one they're going to be the most impressed with, and if that's more than they were willing to pay, now you walk them down some. You get them on color stable. If a shop just had, say, FX Premium and crystalline, and the customer didn't want to pay for crystalline, you're probably going to get them on FX Premium, but you may have missed an opportunity to get them on color stable. You couldn't get them at the cost of crystalline, so you downsell them from that point. You say, well, you were still impressed with the color stable, right? Yeah, still got a lifetime warranty on everything you need a warranty on. Act by 3M. Okay, great, I'll take the color stable. If you upsell, you might not ever get them past FX Premium. I mentioned talking points, and I really like these talking points. I really think that this is what differentiates tint from window film. I was in, there's a BMW dealership in downtown San Francisco, and I know Rocky's done some work with them as well. I knew they were selling a lot of paint protection film and not a lot of window film. So I went in to talk to the finance manager, and I said, can I see your menu? Can I see how you sell it? So she showed me her menu. I said, paint protection film, how's that doing for you? She said, it's doing really, really well. And I said, you sell window film here, right? She said, yeah. I said, I don't see it on here. She goes, it's still at the bottom. It said privacy glass. It's a privacy glass. I said, so how do you sell this? She goes, just what it says. It's privacy glass. I said, you know this product's endorsed by the Skin Cancer Foundation. She said, why? I said, all right, we got a lot to talk about. Privacy glass is not the least of what this does. That's what some of your customers are looking for. But it does a lot more than offer privacy for the people in the car. I said, if you're selling privacy glass for $2.99, I promise you there's someone probably on the street doing that for $99. That's why you're not selling any of this. Change that to window film. Talk about the heat rejection. But most importantly, and the thing a finance manager loves, talk about the SPF.